You don't know how they're going to react. You don't know how the script works. The script is non-existent for a lot of people, and that's where the problem is.
Have you ever considered that you're one of the screenwriters for this script?
It's a dice roll a lot of the time.
It's just one of those moments where like your mind just starts like racing. How, like, what road is this gonna go down?
It'll go down whatever road you choose for it to go down. The way I was raised, if I get stopped by a police officer, hands at 10 and 2, yes officer, no officer, show some basic fucking respect, and everything will be fine. I remember one of my first ever interactions with the police. I was walking alone at night, I was a teenager, and a police officer stopped me and asked, what are you doing, where are you going, etc. And I told him, oh, well, I'm just walking home. And during this exchange, I absentmindedly stuck my hand in my pocket without even thinking about it. Totally innocent. And he noticed and said, excuse me, can you take your hand out of your pocket, please? You're making me a little nervous. And I said, okay, sorry, I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable. Just listen to what they're saying. Show some fucking respect.
I feel like at this point you just like never really know.
My parents, I forget what they were doing, but I was standing outside. I was 7 or 8, and I saw the police beat up a man. I remember not asking my parents about it because I had the very sort of visceral sense that this was just how things were.
So, no context for this whatsoever. How is that story supposed to mean anything to me without any context for what led up to the use of force? Am I expected to believe that the police just beat people up for no reason at all? If I had turned to that cop and said, fuck you, I'll keep my hand in my pocket, things might have ended a little differently for me. Oh, look at all those names with no context whatsoever for any of the stories. How horrible. And there's that word again, unarmed, as if an unarmed person is totally harmless.
People who were doing nothing wrong and still got in a situation.
Didn't do nothing.
It's just the fear of knowing that I can do a million things that would seem harmless to me or anybody else, and that it could end my life.
Okay, but just because something seems harmless to you doesn't mean that it wasn't in violation of the law, and if it was a non-violent activity, then there's no reason why it should ever escalate to violence. I've made mistakes and been arrested for it, and if I had physically resisted the police, it likely would have escalated to the use of force by the police. But I didn't resist. I accepted the fact that I had been caught violating the law and complied with the police's orders and had my day in court instead of getting the shit kicked out of me or worse. The simple fact is that the police are human beings too. They have families they want to go home to as well. And if you physically resist them, they don't know what you're going to do. So they need to have the right to defend themselves. Or if you're resisting arrest, to apprehend you with force. My uncle was a cop for 25 years, and he never once drew his weapon in the line of duty. Why? Because he never had to. Because he had the luck of dealing with subjects who were mostly cooperative. Okay, what the fuck is this claim? First of all, define unnecessary, and second of all, no database? Bullshit. The police have to keep records of all of these incidents. The police are constantly reporting to dispatch about what's going on out in the field. To say that they don't keep records is just fucking nonsense. I think a more accurate statement would be, before 2014, no one was chimping out about this.
And you just look around and realize that the playing field is not level.
I think that depends on who's defining what a level playing field is.
I definitely struggle with whether it's even fair or ethical to bring a black child into this world with things being the way that they are.
Is that why black women have the most abortions?
It's a gamble to live in general. But I think there's a big difference between chance things that can happen and then there's people out here who will target your child.
Okay, I'm getting tired of explaining this at this point, but one of the guns in this picture is the toy Tamir Rice was carrying when he was shot. The police were called with reports of a person in a public park pointing one of these at people on the sidewalk. This was all the information they had when they arrived. Maybe you can tell which one is real in the picture, but if it were in someone else's hand, would you be able to tell? I don't think so.
They might be part of this ongoing theater of violence without repercussion. I don't know if I have that in me.
Did someone say ongoing theater of violence?
No. Guys, is there anything we should know?
Just know that all white people are fucking devils.
And make sure you air that one.
Air that shit.
Now. Don't take that
All
down.
white cops are fucking devils and white people.
Again, we're looking at this video again, and we're still trying to figure out, but CMPD is at least saying that one of their officers was injured. It does look like that person then is clutching at their head and then taken away toward this CAS bus. So this was the height of this riot, not riot.
Not riot, not riot.
Came in to try to grab those people.
Just taking cover behind something to conceal myself.
So you're feeling you have to take cover now on the streets, even at this late hour, because what's going on?
So what's happening is random people are getting assaulted. I was thrown to the ground earlier. I saw several photographers smacked in the face. My phone was smacked. Someone right now, that sound, I don't know if you can hear it, is kicking a piece of metal down the street towards a car. He kicked it kind of in the air as it hit the car. I'm passing a smashed window right now, and I can tell you that I saw the Garden Bar and Grill having several windows smashed and people trying to enter. There's someone running down the street right now screaming. It's a woman, but I can't see what she's running from.
And what kicked all of this off, you might ask?
Shot my motherfucking daddy for being black. You little bitches. Shot my daddy for being black. And look, and they just standing because they right, he fucking disabled. How the fuck he gonna shoot y'all? He ain't got no motherfucking gun. No motherfucking gun. He shot my damn daddy. That's what they did. They shot my daddy damn 4 times.
From the Charlotte Observer. Charlotte's Tuesday night protests began on Old Concord Road at Bonnie Lane, where a Charlotte Mecklenburg police officer fatally shot a man in the parking lot of a University City apartment complex Tuesday afternoon. Police said they had been searching for someone who had an outstanding warrant at the Village at College Downs complex on Old Concord Road when they saw Scott leave his car holding a gun. Officers approached Scott after he got back into the car. He emerged from the car again armed with a firearm and posed an immediate deadly threat to the officers, who subsequently fired their weapons, striking the target, police said in a statement. It remains unclear whether Scott was pointing a gun at the officer when he was shot, Putney said. The officer was also African American. Putney added that officers have not found a book at the scene of the shooting, contrary to social media claims that Scott was holding a book. I can tell you we did not find a book that has been referred to, Putney said. We did find a weapon. The weapon was there and witnesses have corroborated it, beyond just the officers.
I know. Guys, is there anything we should know?
Just know that all white people are fucking devils.
And make sure you air that one.
Air that shit.
Now. Don't take that.
All white cops are fucking devils and white people.
Black Lives Matter.